Oh hello there, wondering about Kassai, are we? In my opinion, this is an amazing deck for beginners and veterans alike. It teaches you about actions and reactions, and since we are only ever going to attack twice per turn, there isn't a whole lot to keep track of. It is also a very fair deck, so to say. While we are able to deal a good amount of damage, it's rarely too much, and the nature of our 2 attacks per turn makes what we do pretty obvious for our opponent. The most important part of this deck though is its consistency. While it is, of course, possible to miss out on a go again, chances for this to happen are pretty slim. Resources are abundant, so most of the time you'll be able to do whatever you want. And true to the nature of Commoner, it won't cost you a whole lot of money either. All these things combined make this a great deck to get yourself started in Flesh and Blood, get your friends into it, or if you're already into it and are looking for a Commoner deck with straightforward gameplay. Our hero is Kassai, Centauri Sellsword. Her first ability makes our second sword attack each turn cost 1 resource less. Her second ability literally doesn't matter, ever, so we're just going to ignore this. Our weapons will be 2, yes, count them 2, Centauri Sabers. Once per turn we will be able to attack for 2 at the cost of 1 resource point. But these sabers also have a passive ability. If Centauri Saber is defended by an attack action card, it gains +1 attack until end of turn. Since attacking with these weapons only costs 1, Kassai's ability will make our second attack cost nothing. As you may have noticed though, Centauri Saber does not have Go Again. So let's take a look at our game plan for this deck to find out how we can change that. This is a very straightforward deck. Step 1. We make sure our first sword attack gains Go Again, so we can attack twice. Step 2. We buff our sword attacks. We are basically an open book, although our attack reactions will keep our opponents guessing how much damage might leak through. With this out of the way, let's take a closer look at our deck. We run a total of 0 attacks. Yes, you heard that right. Our only means to attack are the trusty swords in Kassai's hands. In total, there are 24 attack reactions and 16 action cards. 16 of those cards will make sure our first attack gains Go Again. We run all available versions of Blade Flash, Blade Runner, Hit and Run, and On a Knife Edge. Blade Runner will even make our next weapon attack deal additional damage. Additionally, our leg equipment Refraction Bolters can give our first sword attack of the turn Go Again should we not draw the right cards. The remaining 24 cards of our deck all increase our damage output. Almost all of these cards have some conditions attached to them. In the swing can only be played if we've attacked 2 or more times. Since it's an attack reaction, it will only ever buff our second attack. Iron Song Response and Second Swing can always be played but won't have any effects unless we fulfill their conditions. On the other hand, there are conditional cards that will even give us additional bonuses. Out for Blood will let us deal +1 additional damage. Push Forward will give our next attack Dominate. And Stroke of Foresight will let us draw a card and put a card from our hand on the bottom of our deck. Seeing that it's good to have some unconditional things in life, Puncture will give one of our weapons +3 additional damage as well as Piercing 1, meaning it will deal 1 additional damage if it's defended by an equipment, and Sharpened Steel will just give our next weapon attack +3 damage. Another piece of equipment, Gallantry Gold, can also give both our swords +1 attack for a single turn. Our standard equipment will consist of Blossom of Spring, which we can sacrifice to get an additional resource point once, the aforementioned Gallantry Gold and Refraction Bolters, as well as Iron Rod Helm, which will provide us with 1 additional block value. The remaining armory is made up of Iron Rod Plate and the full Null Rune set in case we run into some pesky wizards and rune blades. Well, look at you. You've made it until the end. This is the part of the video where I say everybody's favorite things, such as please like the video if you've enjoyed it. I would really like to know if I'm doing this right and if people can actually get something out of this. Also, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. I plan to upload once a week, although expect some hiccups since I'm new to video editing. But for now, take care of yourself, thank you for your time, and maybe I will see you in the next video.